Hi friends, it's me, Terri, with a word of encouragement for today, Thursday, June 16th. I want to start with a question. Are you anxious about anything today? Maybe fearful about the future or where this world is headed? Maybe concerned about the skyrocketing cost of gas? Maybe you're wondering if you'll be able to go on vacation or go to college or retire, or even just feed your family. Are you worried about your health? Or maybe the welfare of your kids in a society that is pummeling them with troublesome values? Well, God's word has good news for you. Today's passage was written by a guy named David as he was running for his life from a Philistine ruler. And he was afraid with good reason. So let's walk through Psalm 34, verses 4 through 8, starting with verses 4 and 5. I sought the Lord, and he answered me. He delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant. Their faces are never covered with shame. It's like that principle that we talked about on Sunday mornings in Jesus' teaching that says, seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. I've mentioned before that I raised 3 boys as a single parent. And when I was launched into that season, I wasn't sure I could provide all that they needed. So I sought God's direction and peace and hope. And when we seek God with our deepest worries, something happens in that relational exchange. And we begin to reflect his radiance. There's this sparkle, this beam in our countenance that shines brightly in a dark world. I can relate to verse 6 when it talks about this poor man, meaning David, who called, and the Lord heard him. He saved him out of all of his troubles. And the word poor here means needy, oppressed, afflicted. And when I was raising my boys, I was poor. Even with 3 jobs, when I did the math, I was short hundreds of dollars every single month. So I was completely dependent on God to provide and make up the difference. And he did every single month, because God's math is different than ours. Even 0 plus God is enough. Just one example of that was when I woke up one morning with what felt like 0. I didn't have any food for the boys' lunches. I had enough gas to get to work, but not enough to get home. And I didn't have the means for dinner. So I called out to God for these 3 specific things. And when I got to work at Ventura Missionary, I found some food in the break room. So I put it in the boys' lunches and I sent them off to school. And then I checked my box for messages like I did every day. But on this day, I found an envelope that said 2 words: gas money. Seriously, gas money on an envelope with cash. How in the world did this person know? God is so specific and so personal. But at the end of the day, I still didn't know what I was going to do for dinner. And as we were driving out of the parking lot, I shot up a prayer. God, what am I going to do? It's dinner time. And before we got out of the parking lot, someone flagged us down. So I rolled my window down and they said, I bet you guys aren't able to go out much. Here's $20 for McDonald's. Whatever your economic climate looks like, your God is limitless. He can provide anything that you need, and he loves you. You can call out to him for help. Verse 7 goes on. The angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him, and he delivers them. In my single parenting years, I felt like God was encamped around my little brood in some very scary woods, but we were safe in his presence. And as I sought him and called out to him, I experienced the truth of verse 8, and you can too, which says, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. Taste here means to perceive through your senses. When all logic said that I didn't have enough money, time, energy, or even ability to raise my kids, I experienced God's provision and his power and his love and his goodness. Even better than what he was providing, I experienced his character in ways that changed me forever. That taste of God resounds in my heart when current realities tempt me to be worried. Whatever anxiety confronts you today, take refuge in God's goodness. An abiding relationship with him replaces the anxieties of the world with his peace. So have a peaceful day.